Hello and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of April 4th, 2018. Let's go right into it. First up, big book this week, and that is Batman 44. We start the wedding between the Bat and the Cat soon. So this variant, the main cover has something old, something new, and on the other cover you'll see later, it has Catwoman on it looking in the mirror, and it says something borrowed, something blue. So, yeah, I'm super excited. I've already read it. It's great. I need to reread it. Next up, we have Batman White Knight, number 7 of 8. Yeah, we're doing 8. White Knight's just been a really solid book. Sean Murphy's done an amazing job with the story he's telling in White Knight, and I'm actually really curious to see how he all ties everything up. Next up is Batwoman 13. This one's on my list this week because we got shorted and then it was delayed, and so finally I'm getting it in. Batwoman is one of those ones that I'm not too sure if I'm going to keep going with it. It's definitely a slow burn. It's okay, but it's just, I don't know, something's not clicking for me, so I don't know how long I'm going to have it on there. Next up we have the last issue of Black Eye Lightning, Cold Dead Hands. He goes up against Tobias Whale, and we'll see what happens. I've already read it. It's good. I've enjoyed the miniseries. I'm going to put my set up on eBay and get rid of it, but I may actually pick up the trade when it comes out because I liked it. So, next up we have a new one from the New Age of Heroes, and that's The Curse of Brimstone. I got a chance to read this one already, and I actually enjoyed it. It was okay. The Curse of Brimstone was one of those titles that I was unsure of out of the launch that they were doing, but I really liked that first issue, and it was a good, solid first issue. So I'm curious to see where they go with the story from here. Definitely not something that's going to last a long time, but I am enjoying what I've read so far. Next up is one for my daughter, and that's Disney Princess number 17. If you haven't seen this in a while, it's because 16 came out in December. I don't know what's going on with those books. My daughter loves them, but we normally read them in the digest size, but I got her the comic, so yeah, we'll see. Next up is Exit Stage Left, the Snagglepuss Chronicles, number 4. Mark Russell's done a fantastic job on this book. I just love reading it. It's amazing. Really solid stuff. Next up, we have Green Arrow, number 39. This starts the Children of Vakar. I think that's how you say it, part 1, so we'll see where we go with that. It's now, new creative team is on it, so I'm curious to see if it holds up. Next up we have Green Lanterns number 44. This starts the Ghosts of the Past story arc, where Jessica Cruz has to basically come to terms with what happened to her that night in the forest with her friends getting murdered and all that stuff, so I'm curious to see how they play out that story arc. Next up we have Harley Quinn at number 41, continuing the Angry Bird story arc. We'll see if Harley gets control of Coney Island back, but we'll see. Next up is a new one from Image, and it's Isola, I believe is how you pronounce it. This is the variant cover. I preferred this cover to the main, but I was curious about it. The art looked pretty cool, so I picked it up, read it. I've enjoyed it, so I think I'm going to continue with Isola. Looks to be something that's very interesting, so we shall see if it holds up to at least the look. It looks good, so now it needs to be good writing-wise. Next up we have the Palmiotti 6th issue of The Jetsons. This is the last issue of Palmiotti's miniseries for The Jetsons. I've enjoyed The Jetsons overall. It really started out really solid, and then kind of the story happened, and it's good. It's not something that's grandiose or great, but I did enjoy Palmiotti's take on The Jetsons. So, next up is Justice League 42, Justice Lost. This is a book that's breaking me. I keep buying it, even though Priest's run is not good. Some people might like it. I don't. But Justice League's coming to an end soon, so I'm kind of just in the state of, well, if I finish it out. So I'm going to finish it out. We'll see if I continue with Justice League. I'm definitely going to continue with Justice League, I should say, after this, because Scott Snyder's writing it. But right now, Justice League is, really rough. Next up, we have Superman 44. The Bizarro verse continues in this. just a really fun story that's been going on in Superman, so I'm curious to see how it all unfolds. And last on the pull list is a book from somebody that he hasn't done comics in a while, but finally has done something, continuing a comic he's done. I'm not a huge fan anymore, but I decided to pick it up, and that's Frank Miller's Xerxes, number 1 of 5. This continues, I guess, from the 300 stuff he did. So I read it. It's okay. It's what it is. So yeah, if you're curious, I would recommend it if you liked 300. I did get a couple variants this week. One variant that we didn't get, or all our copies were damaged, that I wasn't able to get, was the Frank Cho Harley Quinn variant from this week for issue 42, or 41. Is it 42 or 41? I'm blanking. Which one was it? 41. So hopefully we'll get that in, and I'll show it to you when I get it. But the 2 variants I did get was the Batman 44 variant, of Catwoman looking in the mirror there. Something borrowed and something blue is the thing on the bottom. Just Tom King's been knocking it out the park. It's just amazing stuff. And of course the variant for Batman White Knight number 7. Snagged that one up there. Yep. Pretty small week. Next up we have a graphic novel that I picked up this week, and that is Birthright Volume 6, Fatherhood. This collects issues 26 through 30. I've really liked Birthright from the beginning. I did not get onto the single issues, but I have been reading in trade, and I've just really, really enjoyed this series. They're supposed to be making a TV show or movie or something of it. I don't know, but I would recommend Birthright. It's amazing. Go out and find that. Get that first trade. Read it, and you'll. If you like stuff, it'll be hooked. If not, it's okay. But I like it. And last up, I decided to grab something for. I decided to grab something for my son, and that is the Star Wars Encyclopedia of Starfighters and Other Vehicles. My son really likes a lot of the vehicles in Star Wars, so I thought this would be a good thing for him to pick up and peruse and look through and read up on things that are Star Wars related, ships-wise, because he really seems into the ships. So, yeah, so I picked that up for him. And yes, I picked it up for me because I thought it'd be a cool encyclopedia to have. Don't judge me. Alright, last up, we have a special order that came in this week. And it is the Jessica Cruz Green Lantern a Bombshell statue right there. So hopefully I will get to opening this for you guys so you can see what it looks like. It's a ginormous box. Probably because they just kind of they put the base and they put her in, and yeah, it's pretty big. But I got a couple things I need to go over, or open up and show you guys. So hopefully I can get to that soon. Couple things coming up. We have a big sale this weekend at Comics Conspiracy. So I'll be working on Saturday for that. If you're in the local area around Sunnyvale, California, swing on down, or take a break from the Silicon Valley Comic Con and come over to our sale. Yeah. Also, Action Comics 1000 comes out in 2 weeks, and oh man, the amount of prep I'm having to do for it is insane. We will be having a midnight release party for Action Comics 1000 on April 17th. So if you're in the area and you want to come get your copy early, like 12:01, come on down. So it's going to be a long day for me there, but yeah, it's Action Comics 1000. So, and of course, about a month away is Free Comic Book Day. So be on the lookout for that, because there's going to be some stuff coming up that you might want to pick up, or you just want to check out, all that wonderful stuff. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for my list this week. Yeah, very tiny week for the most part. So yeah. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Leave your comments down in the comment section below. I'll try and get to them as soon as I can. Normally, just so you know, it's the next week. But occasionally I hop on there earlier. You can follow me on Twitter. My handle is @BrockSager. You can also listen to me on the Comics Conspiracy podcast. We just recorded episode 349. We answer some questions, talk the new series Krypton from Sci-Fi, which I've been really enjoying. and we also dive into a couple other things Marvel related with their announcements in the comics. So check it out. There'll be a link in the description below for that. Yeah, you can help me and my fellow conspirators out at Patreon at www.patreon.com/comicsconspiracy. For as little as $1 a month, you help us with hosting and getting food sometimes and getting product. So thank you to all our Patreon backers. We do appreciate it. The Kids Conspiracy, the episode where it's a Patreon only exclusive. So if you want to hear it, you're gonna have to at least give us $1. But that went up today. So if you were asked a question or you're curious, slip us $1. You can listen to it. There's other content there that's Patreon exclusive as well, so you can check that out. But the Kids Conspiracy with me and my kids is up for your enjoyment. So yeah, check it out. Let me know what you think. And I think that's it. So I got a lot of errands to run. So I'm going to go do those and then come back and load this video. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.